Alright, so we have our explosion. There's a little bit of buffer time, a little bit of wait so that only one explosion happens at a time. And now what I want to do is talk about some of the properties of an explosion. Okay, so we can see here we have a couple of explosion objects that I manually added to our game. And if you look at the properties down here on the right side, and if you don't see this window, you can go to View, and Explorer is the window that shows all the objects in your game. And then Properties right next to it shows the properties of the object that's highlighted. Okay, and so if you look at the explosion object, you look right here, we have a couple things we can play around with. Okay, we could play around with the destroy joint radius percentage. Okay, this means that the joints of the player will come apart more easily if this value is higher. The blast radius, we can increase this. Of course, this is in studs. And studs in Roblox is like feet, right? It's a measure of length. And this is 4 feet or 4 studs blast radius, meaning if you're inside of that blast radius, your health is going to 0. If you're outside of it, you are left alone, right? And we have our blast pressure. Okay, this is like how much you blow away from the explosion. And so you can see it's already a very high number. It's 500,000. Right. So if you want to change this to be extremely high and have them like fly through the air on an explosion, you can change it to like 99 million. Okay. Or if you want it to be almost non-existent, no blast pressure, change it to 10,000. Right. It won't even push the character. So yeah. So I guess what we'll do here is we'll play around with one of those properties. Okay. And that's what scripts allow you to do. They allow you to create objects in your world, and they allow you to manipulate the properties of those objects. Okay, and so these scripts, they don't have to only be to create objects and manipulate and change the properties of the created object. You can also take an existing object and start changing its properties so that it can behave in the way that you want it to. Like for instance, you want that platform to start shrinking in size until it disappears and you fall right through it, right? That can happen very easily, right? You make the platform transparent and then you fall through it, right? That can also happen very easily, right? Or maybe you jump on it and then bam, it just starts to grow and it just gets like gigantic, right? Turns into a big planet, like a big square planet. That can happen as well by messing around with its properties. Okay, so anyways, we're going to come here and on the explosion, we're going to say explosion dot blast pressure is equal to, and I would say 99 million. So that's 3. Okay, so 99, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3. All right, of course you don't put the commas in there. And let's see how that affects our explosion when we play the game. Okay, I'm gonna turn around, and then bam! Look at that, man! I'm just like flying through the air. And not only did it make me fly through the air, but it also destroyed the whole obby. Did you see that? That explosion just like destroyed the whole game because the blast pressure was so incredibly high. Okay, so maybe I could change that down to 50 and see if it still does that. 50 million, right? Of course, the stock pressure was at 500,000, so maybe that's a little bit excessive. Let's see what happens. Bam! Just everything just. Oh no, the obby's still over there. It just blew me way, 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 way out of the world. Okay, so yeah, maybe I can go back. This is the stock one there, 500,000. So I'm going to change it to maybe 7 million. Let's hope that this is kind of reasonable, or I can still see the obby when I blow up. Yeah, it's kind of better, right? There's the obby. Okay, so anyways, that's what we're gonna do, and we adjust the blast pressure. Of course, you could change this to whatever you want. Maybe I could take this down to 1 million. That'd be better.